excited about this one. We've had this one for I don't even know how long, and finally we get a chance to get into it. So I hope your day has been well. Ready to relax, play some solitaire. Let's take off this packaging and see what is inside this mysterious deck. Isn't that a lovely box? Alright, here we go. I actually like when decks don't have stickers. It makes it easier, but this one is also in plastic, so to make things a little easier. Oh, never mind. Fairly easy to open. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, our most previous Solitaire video, we took a little vote at which deck would be used in this next video, and so far, so good. Nice variation on the face cards with a soft difference in color. Not what I expected so far on the front, so let's see the back design. As you know what, that's actually pretty good, so let's do a nice casino shuffle to start our night. So far, this deck feels really nice through the casino shuffle. Some decks have that textural noticeability with some fine grooves. Some are a little slick, but this one feels a little waxy, but not waxy to where it would leave residue. Waxy to where it's smooth to the touch, providing extra control, at least at the moment anyway. Alright, deck is nice and shuffled, so let's deal out our first game as we start with a 6 to our left, and we have officially begun. I'll fix that real quick. Another 6. So far, the changes I would make are a bit bolder in the card size and font, or font I should say. And then a little more vibrancy in the off color, since that looks fairly close to the rest, so that is our start. And it looks like just the ace of spades available to play with double kings and double jacks. What are your thoughts on this deck? For me, it's just the first impressions. A little tough to see the difference between the font size and coloring. Soft coloring all around. As we have double sixes, double fives, double jacks, and double kings. Make that only a single 6 now, as we make 3 plays from this hand. Oh wait, never mind. But now we have both of our kings down. Interesting how it turns like that. But back to the cards. There is a very interesting waxiness to them. Maybe it's in the head. Highly doubtful, but it does provide a nice texture to them. that's very uncommon of most other cards. We'll give it its rating in round 2. I think we could get this one fairly quick. What it's about: triple aces and another jack. Play that 10. So double kings, double jacks, and that is it. Oh, double tens as well. Let's go over there, and we continue. Let's see. Oh wait, no. See, that's the little bit of trouble I'm having at the moment, is knowing if the card goes on the other one, just with the shading. This would be much better if you're playing a game that color coordination doesn't really matter, because it does have a very exquisite feel in the hand. And I think that is the end to this game, but let's build what we can. And that is as far as we can go. Nowhere for that 9. Nowhere for that 8. Surprisingly, nowhere for that 5. Somewhere for this king. And this king opens up a red 9, which we can't use. A 4 of clubs, which we can use, but ultimately nowhere for this 4 of hearts. So once again, 9, 8, 5, 6, nowhere to go. And on. Wait a second. Yeah, on to our second game of the night. Not a bad game. It just didn't feel like we did a lot, or it felt like we did a lot slowly, in my opinion. Let's see the cards left unturned. Double tens, and that is it. Alright, game number 2. Oh wow, that is a nice feel with shuffling. Referring back to that waxy texture, it really handles well with the ridges of the cards. Now I'm beginning to wonder if that's why they sealed up these cards with plastic twice. Typically, decks have just the one seal on the cover and that's it, unless they're cheap novelty cards. Then it's the other way around. They put plastic around the cards only, because the ridges just feel very nice and smooth, and something tells me on that detailed card in the deck at the end of it gives us a description of what might be leading to this feel so far. Anyway, game number 2. We will begin our rating once we see the dealt hand. Alright, a 6 on the 7. A 5 on the 6, and that is it. Lots of plays available. Alright, so this deck, no denying that. But the back design is actually quite simple and satisfying. So, be that as it may, the visuals on the cards, they have nice little variations, but they don't really stand out too much. I know it is a white deck, and that is kind of the purpose of it, so that's not too much of a deduction. It just affects some of the playability to an extent. As we now have triple threes, almost quadruple. Very nice texture, as I've said several times. Quite possibly the freshest feeling deck. That doesn't mean the best feeling, just the freshest. As we now have a very healthy stack to our right. And now we can, I guess not, couldn't tell the coloring. I think the coloring's the biggest flaw, so for my case, great design, soft design. I think, regardless of the look, it's a 7. But 7 for other circumstances. All 4 aces. That's why sometimes, or that's why I'm kind of incorporating the let's vote on a deck together. Because it's kind of tough finding a deck you don't know just by judging a book by its cover pretty much and seeing if you'll like the result. So let me know what you think. Were you let down by this design? Did it meet your expectations? And we probably should go for this play right here instead, as now we have quite a bit going, but that Jack of Hearts is proving to be a little bit of a pain. Just imagine if I were to show you all the decks of cards that I'm choosing between for any given video. It could be tough, believe that, and put down that 4. I know that's a queen, and that queen allows us to put down this jack. That's why I've kind of developed liking certain types of brands like Tally-Ho. Tally-Ho's not the best, but it's consistent, and it's consistent with what shows well and what I like. It's hard to go wrong with the Tally-Ho deck, as that is the end of this game. Jack and 5, nowhere to go. No more building or moving. Oh, wait a second. I stand corrected. Show us a red 10. Red 10. Oh, wait a second. Did we just... Let's find out. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. Stuck with that jack. 5, 5. Not you, so diamonds and spades. Diamond. Oh my gosh, this is getting tough. Spade. but we do tally one more win to our growing totals to 1,000. Unexpected last play, but we still come back and win it somehow, some way. Here we go. All of these spades in order ace to king, along with all of the clubs. Next, the hearts, followed by the diamonds. Let's do our victory shuffle. That felt good. It could just be the waxiness, but we'll see. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. The only hiccup, the jack and queen. Do we recover 5, 4, 3, 2, ace? So not too bad. Pretty good. Victory shuffle. Over half the deck. And we move on to game number 3. And it seems like tonight we might have a good one and a long one. That back design really is satisfying. We just love having sixes in our starting draw tonight, don't we? Ooh, I just thought of a question. How many of you are fans of honey? And I mean, you would go out of your way to get some nice honey. I have not really ever been in that type of mindset or mood. And I know there are some health benefits to having, let's say, a spoonful of honey a day. But my goodness, have you seen how much some honey can go for? You get a jar maybe this big with a honeycomb and some honey resting in it, and it's like 20 upwards of $20. That's just a little crazy because I know my butt can go through that very quickly. Not trying to, but just like a spoonful. Everyone, in my opinion, takes different spoonfuls. For example, when I'm having cereal, typically I don't. So I choose to have very tiny spoonfuls to make the experience last longer, because I view cereal more as a dessert. But if it's a health benefit thing, then I know my butt would be having extra large spoonfuls. I guess the only time I really have honey is when I'm sick and I have some tea. But then again, I just contradicted myself. Let me explain. As that is the end to our third game, as there's nowhere. Oh, wait a second. Never mind, I guess I just wasn't paying the best attention as we go 2, 3, 7, 6, 5. Another 5, nowhere to go. 10 has a place to go. A 9 on that 10. Alright, anyway, I just contradicted myself because I don't like when, let's say, I get sick and I change my habits, because that typically means I have had unhealthy habits resulting in my sickness. And if I maintain healthy habits, my chances of getting sick are drastically lowered. And if I would just do something, let's say when I'm sick, like drink honey and tea consistently, the chances are I wouldn't be getting sick in the first place. You get what I'm saying? I get upset at myself for not taking the measures to prevent the sickness and then applying them when I'm sick. It makes me feel like a real jackass. Oh, dang coloring once again. And no 2 to build. Did we reach the end of this one? Not quite yet. And for me, especially as I have gotten older, my sicknesses haven't really been too bad. When I was younger, they were absolutely dreadful. But ever since I made some lifestyle changes growing up in my teenage years, I have really taken a step back from getting sick. How I used to, and then the severity has been much more tolerable. Make sure to have your honeys when I'm saying. This video is not sponsored by honey, but I do condone you getting your butt some honey and having it every morning and before bed. I believe if it's unpasteurized, I don't know the specifics of that, but you get the point. Alright, this game it's being a pesky one, I'll tell you that. And I think that right there was our last play, because that 3 of diamonds, never mind, had nowhere to go. 5 of clubs, somewhere to go. 4 of clubs, somewhere to go. 8 of diamonds, much of the same. 7 of hearts, clubs. What the heck just happened? I felt like we're about to lose this game probably 4 times. And now we're on the cusps of a back-to-back victory stretch. It always seems like when there's a subject to be talked about in detail, we end up winning, as that card right there solidifies our first win and our first fat stack of the night. Cool all around. So let's restack up our cards, get on to our second victory shuffle. Oh wait, we lost a game, right? How many games have we played? Oh my, I feel like we've played 3. I'm gonna have to check real quick after this one. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Good night so far. I'm pretty sure back to back. But it also feels like we lost one in between. Actually, we started off with a casino shuffle, then we did a regular shuffle, and this was our casino shuffle after our win. Dang, we're having ourselves a night, aren't we? Alright, here we go. All of these spades once again in order. Ace to king. All the clubs. The hearts. second time. All 9, 8, do we recover? We do not recover. Jack 10, 9, or Jack 10, 3, 2, ace. So not as good as our first one, but still not too bad. 3 games in, 2 wins down. Do we have ourselves a three-peat in us? 2 games to find out. My goodness. Those games were long, but that is no issue because we got the results that we wanted. You know what? I actually have the black version of this deck as well. I wonder how that would look in comparison, but I don't think it would be worth another Solitaire episode because I'm just looking around to my right and I have, give me 1 second, 1, 2, or 2, 4, 6, 12, and then 18. I'm talking about new decks in case you're wondering why I'm counting. 18. Give me a second to at least get this first row dealt. Alright, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 40. 40 new decks that are new to the channel that we haven't seen yet. I also have some new ones that are familiar, but those are for other reasons. And those 40 new decks aren't even decks I try to put in my new section. I have 2 spots where I keep my new decks, and that's not where they're supposed to be. To my left, on my desk, there's a table with about 100 new decks on it, and then I have decks in a closet. So what I've been doing recently, oh my bad, is that I've been uploading some new deck specials on the members part of the channel. And I think that's what I'm going to do because I like getting new decks, because some decks look better after some time and then some decks don't look as good. And I don't want to waste these decks because there's no chance they would fit into the Journey to 1000, and some just kind of look questionable. So, yeah, so just a little plug to that. If you somehow would like more Solitaire videos, in the members section I upload sometimes. I think one of the most recent ones were Anywhere to Go. No. There was like a 3 new deck special and they were all surprisingly pretty cool. And I wasn't sure when I was about to open them. But you know what? Pleasant surprises happen. And that was a good one. Let's see, I probably have 250 new decks to get through at some point. I know it sounds ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It doesn't sound ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And just so you know, these decks, I'm kind of stupid. I should have realized how much they cost. I won't tell you, but I think you could get a pretty good idea. So once again, if you'd like more Solitaire for some crazy reason, check out the members section. And oh, dang it, the coloring thing once again. And see if you'd like to join, because there's other stuff that goes with that, but the main point being, I now have to upload more of these decks on the members only, because it's just not going to fit in our Journey to 1000. Is that the end of this one? that is the end to our fourth game, so double check time. As there's nowhere for that 6, nowhere for that 4, nowhere for that 10, nowhere for that 5, nowhere for that 4, and nowhere for that jack. Alright, on to our final game of the night. Let's wrap it up with a casino shuffle. And let's do this. As we have a 6, 8, 7, and our first double is double 7s, double 8s, double 3s, triple 7s, and triple 3s. So quite a bit of nasty left under those cards. So here we go. Final shuffle, final game. Oh, I just remembered. The whole point of saying that was if you enjoy this deck, it's actually very pleasing on the back, but I don't think that's enough to carry it for another installment on the main part of the channel. I will be doing a double white and the black version of this on the members part, and maybe I'll come back at some point in the future. We'll have to wait and see. Just something about the hexagons is just so satisfying. Alright, here we go. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling kinda hungry. Hungry for another win, duh, but hungry for some food. I guess all that honey talk made my stomach want some peanut butter and honey or something. Now, very rarely, I'll have a peanut butter and honey sandwich. Alright, you know what? We're talking some peanut butter and honey sandwich. Give me 1 second while we count this down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, it is a start. And it is a start we hopefully can work with, as we have double 6s, double jacks, and that is it. Alright, so let's talk some peanut butter and honey sandwiches. So I remember the first time I saw one, and it was probably in 3rd grade. Let me think, because I remember the girl who was eating it. Did we really just get shut out? We just got shut out, so let me make this a quick story. I remember this girl I sat next to at lunch would eat a whole bunch of cold lunches or lunches from home. And she had a sandwich and it was very flat, and I asked her what it was. And she said peanut butter and honey, double kings, jack, queen, double 8s and a 5, nowhere to go. And that's it for our night. So, she said that, and then some girl was like, ew, that's gross. That's nasty. And I just thought to myself, just because it's weird doesn't make it gross. Or if it's unusual, it doesn't make it weird. Double 7s. And right there, I thought, honestly, double 9s, triple 8s, I believe. 8, no, double 8s, double 3s, double aces, triple 3s. I thought it was pretty weird, and I was gonna say something. It's like, oh, I've never heard of that, that's weird. And if the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, no more man. Albert Einstein. finish my story. So, I was gonna be a little bit of an elementary jerk, but hearing the other girls say that, I realized, dang, that's pretty crummy. And it kind of changed my mindset from being judgmental to the unusual to being more open-minded. Because, some things like that, even though it's not the intention, can hurt someone's feelings, and it was kind of a learning experience from a peanut butter and honey sandwich. And by the way, they are very good. Just a little bit of honey. B-Mageddon. In 2015, illusionists launched, okay, weird phrasing, launched the Killer Bee and Bumblebee decks, raising awareness and funds to support the dwindling bee population. We pledged a portion of the profits and other bee preservation charities. Okay. So basically, if you like the bees and you want a deck of cards, get this deck. And it goes to a decent cause. Not bad. I thought I'd give something detailed, but anyway. That's it for tonight. A long one. I hope you enjoyed. I did 2 wins down, 1 fat snack. Please have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night. Many sweet dreams. I need some food. And until we meet again, please stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.